fear and anxiety. I'd say that's something that's been plaguing me lately. And tell you the truth, I think it springs from inaction. I think the root of it is inaction and just being in my head too much, thinking about things instead of doing them. Just overthinking, being in my head, thinking about 3,000 different things and worrying about them instead of just doing them. Oh, that was a nice fart. But yeah, man. Oh man, I just want to start something new. I know I do a lot of things anew, but yeah, man. I just want to. I don't know, bro. Just want to motivate and help people do hard things. Like do hard things, bro. That's the main message of this channel. Just do hard things. Like just being real, authentic, unedited. Like just do hard things, bro. It's not gonna be easy. And I don't care if this gets 0 views or 1,000,000. Doesn't matter, bro. I'm gonna keep doing it. Consistency is something that I lack. But, it's a hard thing. It's what you got to do. You got to choose your hard because you can choose to do hard things. And I think that there's, like hard things that don't necessarily give you much benefit. I mean, like cold showers, you wake up. That's a hard thing. And it might not give you, okay, it does give you benefits like recovery and I don't know, like, I guess like a splash of adrenaline, like a rush of adrenaline and endorphins. But I'd say even as simple as just like doing something that's hard is just like, it builds that muscle to just want things that are hard. And you can't stop at, the one thing that's hard. Like if for you it's cold showers, then, I guess start with that. If that's something that's like really hard for you, you're like, yeah, I wouldn't do that. Start with that because that might build that muscle so that you can do other things that aren't as easy. Like for me, doing a cold shower is easy. Like I've built that muscle. I've been doing that since literally freshman year of high school. So I mean, I've just heard of the benefits and I've been doing it for a while. But I guess other hard things you can be doing, like I don't know, working out. If you don't work out, definitely work out. I'm not sure who this channel is for. I'm not sure who he's gonna find. I guess my target audience would be people who are similar to me that are just looking for that extra boost of like, just assurance that life does suck. It really does, bro. And I'm not gonna be here to tell you that it's easy and that you're going to get everything that you want. Chances are you're probably not going to get most of the things that you want. And I know that stuff. That's contrary to a lot of the motivational speakers that are out there. But, truly just being okay with not obtaining everything. You're not going to obtain everything that you want to. So you got to choose the things that you're going to get. Because I figured out after 23 years on this earth that there's many things that I had written down on my list to do by the end of the year, last year, that I just didn't do. Or, by the age of 23 that I haven't done. But, yeah, bro, it's like, I should probably start recording on this sideways, but doesn't matter. I'm gonna figure out how to use YouTube. But yeah, man, just starting on here, struggling with anxiety and, just fear and just inaction. Just needing to take action, just being comfortable. Like you just get out of that comfort zone. And really just push yourself and just have those conversations that are uncomfortable. Put yourself in uncomfortable shoes because if you're always comfortable, you're always going to be comfortable. Or sorry, let me rephrase that. If you're always putting yourself in comfortable situations, you're always going to be uncomfortable. If you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, you're going to start to get comfortable in those situations. But if you always choose comfort, then you're always going to lower that baseline of comfortability. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drug. Comfortability is a drug. The more you take of it, the more you smoke of that comfortability drug, your tolerance just get higher. Your tolerance for that comfortability just gets higher and higher and higher. So, no, sorry, hold on. Let me rephrase that. The more times that you do things that are comfortable, the more of a tolerance that you gain for it. So you're going to need more and more comfortability to reach that same relaxation, if that makes sense. Just like smoking weed or, nicotine, you're just going to keep needing higher and higher doses of that. So comfortability. So let's say, for one thing, it's sitting down and just like, I don't know, maybe reading. I feel like that's a good way to unwind. That's a healthy way to unwind. And then maybe next it's, watching TV. And then maybe next it's scrolling. And then maybe next it's watching porn. It's just going to keep getting more and more comfortable. Like you're going to need to keep doing more things that are more and more comfortable. As soon as you start on that level of, I'm not saying don't take breaks and like have times of rest and comfortability, but it's important to have like key, what's the word I'm looking for? Like have it outlined what you're going to do. Not necessarily outline, but like state, all right, so I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read this. And it's not, I'm going to open up my phone and then whatever happens, happens. Don't let yourself do that. Whatever you say, whatever your objective is, like whatever your goal is to, whether it's, just sit down and unwind, let it be that. Don't let it go off into trying to find comfortability. Because when you try to find comfortability, there's no such thing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to endlessly search for that. And then by the time you burnt out all those dopamine cells and you're just in this cycle and the cycle repeats itself. And then you're back to rock bottom, which is like rock bottom is not a bad thing. But the point that I'm trying to make is that you have to choose your struggle. So if you're not having something that challenges you each and every single day, then it's just, you're just going with the flow and you're just going to try to you're going to go back to that natural baseline, which is trying to find comfortability. But if you're actively seeking discomfort in something that's going to progress you, then you're going to be increasing that level of comfortability. Does that make sense? So the more times that you do things that are comfortable, the more comfortability that you need. The more times that you do things that are uncomfortable, the less comfortability that you need to feel comfortable, if that makes sense. So, I don't know, pretty simple concept, but it took me a long time to explain that. But yeah, man, just keep trying to do hard things that are going to progress you in the right direction. And I know it's not easy, but you have to choose it. You have to choose it, and you don't need some elaborate plan, but just in your day, just have a to-do list of things that you can check off that are like, all right, this is hard, but I know that it's going to progress me and it's going to get me in a better place tomorrow than I am today. So yeah, that's the message of today. Just choose your hard. Choose your hard. Choose your struggle. And you have to choose a struggle, because if you don't choose a struggle, then you're going to struggle. You're going to find a struggle. I would rather struggle. You're going to struggle either way. I would rather, wow. All right. You're going to struggle either way. I personally would rather struggle doing something that's going to progress me than struggle because I chose the easy way. So choose the hard way today. All right, peace. God bless.